don't hear anything.
So here, just a second. I'll help somebody out here.
That's okay. But yeah. Oh, we got Felipe too. Nice. Hey, now we see you. You're frozen though. And now it's okay.
Oh, am I frozen?
No, you're fine. I was talking about them.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. And who else is there? Felipe, can you hear us? You are muted, like in the first. You have to press the microphone to speak. But yeah, you're probably muted. We can't hear you if you're speaking.
Okay. Yeah, the first time you use this, it's a little bit hard. Yeah, like microphone, the camera. Okay. No, look, this is your, just a second.
That's fine.
How's now?
No, it's okay.
Hi.
Hey.
Ah, now you can hear me. Nice.
Yeah.
And how come I can only see one camera? I don't see everybody. Ah, now I did it.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's.
Yeah.
So here we go.
I go to the kitchen.
Welcome you all to one more online talk, an event promoted by First Class English Studio, a studio and not a school, because we work, individualizing to learn. I'm your host, Patricia Portela, and Arthur, our co-host, and our guest today. Just a moment. Gui, turn off your microphone, please.
I did it already. It's fine. It's
Wait, what have I done now?
Okay.
It's working?
Yeah, it's okay, but it was a background noise.
When you want to speak, you activate your microphone. If you're not speaking, then you turn it off. Okay. That's fine. All right. How many of us are there? Wow, we are in 10 in the room. Cool.
Good.
All right. So getting back to our introductions before we get started, Online Talk was designed to give you all the opportunity to meet cool people, so you can also take part and ask questions. Actually, we're really glad when you do it, yeah? And for the next hour, you are going to listen to people talking. They can be friends, travelers, teachers, learners, native speakers even sometimes, yeah? And we are really glad when you interact. You don't need to ask for the permission, just go and say something. Oh, you can also chat, like typing if you prefer. I usually have a hard time to keep up with what you're writing. How long it takes? It usually takes 1 hour, but especially today, we're gonna be here for 1 hour and a half, yeah? Oh, about Zoom, Arthur, would you like to comment about how it's going to work? Because usually they cut us off after some minutes, yeah?
Yeah, we are using the free version of Zoom, and so it usually lasts for a limited time. So when it finishes, it's probably like about 30-40 minutes. We just start another one. So I will send the new link in the group. I think you can see it too. There is a little countdown at the top of the screen when we are not now, but when we are near the end, there will be a little counter. Yeah. It's fine.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. Yeah, technology. I love technology. Still learning.
Amazing.
Awesome. So today we're gonna spend a little longer here, and our aim is to have a good time. Practice English, meet people, share your experiences. Once that we understand that a life of purpose is when you learn something, you do it, and you teach, you share, and then you repeat. Yeah, so all the experiences, and we love stories, yeah? Okay, so that's what we are here for. Okay, so the way that it usually flows, we have some introductions at the beginning. We are not going to force anybody to come and speak up, but we're really expect you to do it. So after we have the introductions, then we are going to the point. We are going to talk about curiosities about Canada today, yeah?
Yes.
And then I'm sure that you have loads of questions, yeah? Okay, so I'll get started. As you know, I'm Patricia. I'm from Ponta Grossa in the south of Brazil, yeah? And I really love foreign languages. I can speak Portuguese and I've been learning English for most part of my life. And at this moment, I'm taking Italian classes with Guy in the room and also French. Ashraf is my teacher right now. And next one. Oh, I'm
So,
in Ponta Grossa this moment.
so hey guys, I am the interviewed person today. So I'm Desmond. I was born in Ponta Grossa, but all my life, since I was 17, I lived in Piraí do Sul. You guys may know this big city. And I moved back to Ponta Grossa to start college, and then I'm still there. Actually, right now, I'm in Mafra. I am at my in-laws, but I live in Ponta Grossa. And I'm also a trainer at First Class English Studio. It's been 2 years and something, 2 years and some months. And it's been great. And that's it. So it's so good to have you all here.
Okay, cool. Me, I'm Arthur. I'm also from Ponta Grossa. I'm a teacher from First Class, at First Class too. And let me see, I am studying also, I mean, I know English, I speak English, Portuguese, and I'm starting to speak German. I'm learning German too, at First Class. And yeah, that's about it. I lived for 1 year in Ireland for an exchange program.
All right. I'm Leandro. I was born in Ponta Grossa as well, and I'm living in a little town called Manville, New Jersey, United States now, and I speak only Portuguese and English.
Me too.
Would you like to learn any other language, Leandro?
Yeah, maybe Polish. I think, but I think it's too hard for me
Why Polish?
because my family is originally from Poland, so maybe one day.
I know how to say thank you in Polish.
How is it?
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
Exactly. That's it. That's all that I know about Polish.
Yeah, my first word.
Yes, it's a good start.
It is.
My family is for Polish. The only thing I say I know how to say is pierogi.
Oh yeah, that's
I
good.
don't even know if it's Polish. Pierogi. I don't know how to say Polish, but that's the only food I know.
Cool. Can
Well,
you introduce yourself, Gui?
Yes, I was doing that now. So I'm Guilherme. You can call me Gui. I'm a cook or chef de cuisine. Living in Ponta Grossa, but I'm originally from Curitiba. Do speak Portuguese, English, study Italian with Patricia, a little Spanish, and French just for say merci beaucoup.
That's my boyfriend.
Oh yeah, that's his boyfriend. Well,
now it's out.
Next one. Next one to introduce yourself.
Who's here? Clever.
Clever.
oh, Lucian is here, my friend from Canada also, and
I'm
from the
going
big head.
to Toledo. Sorry.
And from the big head on the side, I can see, I think, Andre.
So, who's from Canada?
Lucy, if you want to introduce yourself, just like, yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hi.
Luciana, Gui's friend. We work together in Curitiba. at a cooking school. Been here in Toronto for 5 years. So yeah, that's the journey.
Lu, torresmo.
Are we allowed to swear?
Sure. I mean,
Yes.
It's fucking good from
in
here.
any language you can swear.
the more the merrier.
In a good Portuguese, she would say, caralho, véi.
Very good Portuguese.
Cool. Okay.
So,
You
nice.
know, the hard part for me is not to provoke and keep insisting, and I promised I wouldn't do that. But would you guys like to ask anybody else any questions? If you don't want to like speak and introduce yourself, please type right where you are, how long you have, what your contact with English is, whatever you want to say, okay? Right? All right. So I'm really glad, Lucy, you joined us. And you guys, like everybody, anything that you heard of or you've experienced about Canada or any other part of this planet and you want to share, we love listening to stories, okay? And by the way, talking about stories, oh, Desmond, I need to tell them.
Okay.
You know, I met Desmond while he was English student, yeah, a guest here. And I remember that by the time he was a student, now he is a trainer, he was one of those students in class that you need to keep a little bit of control because they try to take over the control.
Yes.
So I would say like this, when you're working with your partner, let him or her finish the sentence.
A polite
you
way of
remember
saying,
that?
like, please stay a little bit quieter. So please
Yeah.
let your friends talk as well. I'm joking.
You were always polite, but yeah. Okay.
That's very Patricia. She likes to talk. That's true.
Mhm.
Oh, my mic is on. Oops.
Oh, come on. Anybody else to introduce yourself? Okay, so we can go. Last week, Desmond told us about how he chose to go to Canada. Yeah. And can you please sum up a little bit so the others can catch up?
So, well, I forgot saying, guys, that I'm a chemist, and recently I got my PhD degree in chemistry. And during my PhD course, I spent 6 months in Canada, in Toronto, like our friend Lucy, nice. And I spent 6 months there at the University of Toronto doing part of my research project, and it was amazing. And that's why I am here today, guys, to tell you, or maybe to continue to tell you a little bit more my Canadian experience. Yes.
Me interrupting again.
No,
Felipe is in the room. I've just seen you now. Guys, so Felipe is living in Canada just like Lucy. And if you ask them questions, I'm sure they are going to answer. Actually, let me tell you, the last week of this month, yeah, June, in 2 weeks, Felipe is going to tell us about how he got the visa and the permission. He's also from Ponta Grossa and now he's living there in Canada, okay? So maybe today he's just going to listen, but if you want to join us and take part, Philip, you're very welcome. So
Luciana also did that. She got all the paperwork, and André, her husband, that's hidden over there, but you can see his big head on the corner. Cabeça de Jerimum. And they did all the paperwork. I think it took what, 2 years to get all the paperwork done?
It took about 2 years. So it changes all the time. They always have different programs going on. Like they used to have a program for PhD students, a PhD stream that you could get your visa a little bit easier. When we came with a student visa. And then the way it works here in Canada is that your student visa gives your spouse a work visa for the amount and duration of your studies. So that's a little bit easier than the US. The US is just the student and that's it. So that makes things a little bit more easygoing, right? So you can study, and then if you have a partner, your partner is allowed to work, and then this way it's a little bit easier to actually make a living and be able to pay for rent and stuff like that, because Toronto is a very expensive city. It's kind of crazy, the rent market, you know, just to rent an apartment, it's quite hard and it's quite expensive. So things change all the time. Sometimes depending on what you do and your flexibility. Quebec, the French part of Canada, has different programs, but also what they call the Atlantic provinces, because here they don't say states, they say provinces. The Atlantic provinces sometimes have special immigration assistant too. So for people like right now, they are having something that they're really speed tracking visa. So you wouldn't come with a student visa, you would get like a work permit and possibly a fast track for your permanent residency. Which pretty much gives you access to anything that a Canadian has access to, but you can't vote. And then after you're a permanent resident for a certain amount of time, then you can apply for citizenship, right? So some of the Atlantic provinces right now, they have things for people that are under, I think, 30 or 35, depending on the area that you work. They're facilitating the visas because they really need people to come to work in those areas. So it's always good to take a look. The government, the Canadian government, their website, it's pretty good about giving information. It's very detailed. I mean, you do have to spend a couple hours researching and stuff like that, but they do all the information with different programs and
Lucy,
what's going.
Sorry, Lucy, do you have what kind of, are you a Canadian citizenship?
Yes.
Citizen,
We
have citizenship.
Yeah, we became citizens last November. So that was a pretty special day. It's pretty cool. You know, you go there, they do a little ceremony, the whole process. So we came with a student visa, and then we applied for the express entry parallel to our student visa time. So before my student visa expired, we were already in the express entry lottery, they call. And eventually Ontario opened a provincial program, and we got invited to apply because we had sufficient points and we met the requirements for the provincial program.
So you got there with the student visa. And then I've heard of the lottery stuff, and so it really exists.
Yeah, it's a little different from the US, because the way the lottery is here in Canada is point based. So depending on your work experience, your language, like you can take the IELTS or the CLP, or something that is recognized. Those are the English proficiency tests recognized by the Canadian government. So depending on your score, if you speak a little French, and your education, your age, everything comes into play, and then you get assigned a point, right? So we had about 445 points. If you have family, all that plays into how the points get added up. And what happened is that, you know, every 15 days they do draw, so they do the numbers, and every 15 days it's a different number, right? So sometimes it's like people that have 600 points and over, people that have 525, it's very specific, right? So we had eventually an Excel spreadsheet where we had all the categories and how much points we could make in each of the categories, if it was worth for us to do a French test to get an extra point, or it comes down to really details. And eventually
Wow.
Ontario opened the provincial program. What happened is that because we qualified for Ontario, just because you qualified for the provincial, you got 600 points. So that got added to our 400 and something.
Let me see if I could understand. So the lottery, every 15 days, there is a draw, and then they get a number. But the number, what is the number
It's
about?
based like
Our score.
Yeah, everybody that applies gets a score based on you being you. So your work experience, your education, your age, if you have family in Canada, all comes together and they assign you a point, a score. And I guess the point when they decide is based on the amount of total entries that they have, and somehow they come up with a number that is the cutoff for that period of time. Right now, because of the pandemic, I know that they suspended a lot of the draws. They're only doing for two specific categories: the people that have Canadian experience class, so that's only people that are here working already. And there was something else that's going on with the provinces. Everything else that's open to everybody, it's technically on hold right now.
Wow. Okay, cool. Guys, did you know that? What are you doing? Did you guys have any idea about it, about the lottery, the way that it works and this kind of thing?
No, to be honest.
No? I just heard about the lottery, but I had no clue. Lucy, thank you so much. Interesting, really interesting.
Well, I've got a question to Lucy.
Sure.
Please.
Lucy, did you have to quit on your Brazilian citizenship in order to get your Canadian one?
So I guess this is this is being recorded, so I gotta be careful with my answer here. Technically, I suppose. Technically, for what I understand, I think Brazil does not allow technically, legally, to a person to have dual citizenship. But as we know, a lot of people, including me, that's got three citizenships or whatever, a lot of people don't do anything about it, right? So we haven't done anything officially as far as.
So you guys have both.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
So, and I know many people that have had more than one for a long time. And I know many people that have had Brazilian and Canadian for a long time, and there were never issues.
I know I work with a girl and she has three citizenship: Portuguese, Brazilian, and American, because she married American guy and she's Brazilian and her father is from Portugal. So she has three, but no one ever said anything. And she told me something like Lucy said, that maybe she could lose one of them because has too many.
Canada does not have a problem with that, right? Canada allows for dual citizenships.
Excuse me, sir, you have to introduce yourself. You didn't say anything. Say your name to everyone.
That's what you did already. I'm Andre. I'm Lucy's husband, and I am in Toronto as well. But yeah, that's it. So as far as the Canadian government goes, they don't care. They do allow dual citizenships, and the Brazilian government, they just it's like an unofficial rule. If you go by the books, I guess you can't really have more than one citizenship, but it's not reinforced.
So yeah. I don't understand much about legislation, and I know that it's different from one place to the other. But if I'm not mistaken, just Russia, I guess, that they don't accept like two. You have to choose, or either this
Germany
or.
doesn't either. Like if you get the German citizenship, you have to give up the other citizenship that you have.
Yeah, I knew I met a girl from South Korea when I was in Toronto, and she had to quit her Korean citizenship in order to get the Canadian. Yeah, and I didn't know about it at that time, and I was like, oh my god, because I thought that you could have more than one, right? But yeah, and I was really even more surprised when I read that in Brazil is the same thing. Technically, like Lucy and your husband said, Brazil doesn't allow to do so, but yeah, maybe it's possible to hold it for at least for some years.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, Desmond,
Yeah.
when you got to Canada, can you start? You start, and then the others can also share your experience when you moved to Canada, what you expected and what the reality was like.
Yeah, any surprises with it? Like
the fiascos, please.
Wow.
Oh,
tell all the fiascos you had.
Well, actually, I was expecting, just good things about it. I was really excited when I went, and I can say that it was like a dream coming true for me, because as I was telling you guys last week, uh, I've always wanted to have this experience, and thank God I could have it. And it was like the sensation was that I was not living what I was living. It was like I was living in a dream for the time I was there. And I remember that I got really sad when I had to come back to Brazil, to be honest with you. And my girlfriend, Anna, she was crying, from Toronto to Sao Paulo. She was literally crying all the time because she didn't want to leave. I was not crying, but I was really upset. Of course, I was happy because I wanted to see everybody, to see my family, to see my friends, to see you guys. But my heart was wishing to stay a little longer there, but it was amazing. It's hard to say, a feeling, because that was my feeling, that it was like a dream, because it was really special for me. It was the most amazing time of my life so far.
Okay. And
I think
don't know.
Arthur can have the same sensation as me.
Oh yeah, this I understand that. Like coming back, and it's nice to be able to see your family and just home, and it's nice. But yeah,
It
and
has two sides, actually.
of course, yeah, always. And but like, was there anything? I mean, that like you had one picture of Canada when you were going, right? Did that change? Is that different now? Like,
Oh, to be honest, it's better now, I think. I could say. Yeah. I could say that's even better than the impression that I had in the past. Yeah, because now I have some friends there, and you know, yeah, I think I can say that it's better. Yeah. Actually, I was not so disappointed with anything, to be honest. Because I understand that every difference that we can have, it's like, cultural. So it's not a big deal. So maybe you can adapt. Maybe the food, as I was telling you guys last week. Yeah. But it's possible to adapt. Yeah. So yes, I wouldn't say that, for example, I didn't have any, bad impressions, right?
And your routine, what was your routine like? Did anything change when you left Brazil?
Oh, to be honest, Patricia, I don't think so, because I was, used to go to the lab in the morning and to left to the lab in the afternoon or at the beginning of the evening. And my routine was kind of similar to my Brazilian routine. So I used to go to the lab in the morning to perform my experiments or to have some meetings. And then I used to have lunch at university. We used to take our lunch to the university, because the university doesn't have like a restaurant like the universities in Brazil usually have. And we used to take our lunch to the university. I think that's really common, to be honest. Everybody takes their own lunch to work or to the university or to school. And then by the end of the afternoon, we used to go home, and maybe we used to have coffee before going home, and it was nice, really nice. We used to take two buses to go to the university and two buses to come back home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I'm the kind of person who really sticks to routine. So every time I'm like not home or in my typical routine, I find something else that is a little bit suffering. Sometimes like even simple things. Yeah. Like I remember the first long trip I took for a month. I learned how much I missed eating beans. And I didn't know that. I hadn't even realized that I would have beans at a daily basis, you know, like, and yeah. What about you guys? When you travel for a long period or any of the times that you moved, was there anything that you really missed when you were like at a new place?
Yeah, I mean, Brazilian food in general is something to be missed, you know, like is I
Yes,
mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
you got that right. Yeah, exactly.
I
we,
would
we
say
were we were
that.
talking about this in other weeks too, right? Like it's amazing. But there's Brazilians everywhere, so you can find some Brazilian food everywhere as
Oh,
far
but do you guys
Pão de
know
queijo
that?
is everywhere. That's very nice.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Lucy, have you ever been to Sabor Brasil restaurant in Toronto?
To which one? Sorry.
Sabor Brasil,
I think it's St. Clair.
St. Clair, yeah.
No, I haven't. I haven't been there myself. I've been to their area. There's a lot of Portuguese markets around there, so I normally get some groceries.
I forgot to let you know. I got distracted. I'm sorry.
No problem. This is probably going to happen again, yeah?
That's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, but next time I'll try to let you know with a few minutes before. You know?
No
No,
problem.
but I was paying attention on the countdown.
Oh, you could see it.
You will.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
good.
So somebody can say something. Okay, people
Okay,
are
I thought that
joining in.
everybody was seeing it.
Okay, yeah, probably.
I don't know
But
where.
yeah, but as soon as they come back, we can go back to the
Mhm.
what they were saying.
Uh,
But
So
mm,
can I tell you something a little bit stupid? At least I can't see much sense of it. I usually miss some kind of food, and then I started trying to learn how to eat different stuff. Yeah, and the last time I traveled, I was thinking, what could be really hard for me if I have to go somewhere and things are different? Hot shower. So I've learned how to take cold showers. I don't know when this is going to be useful,
Maybe
but
today.
now I can take cold showers. Easy, no trouble.
Summer in a hot country is okay, but I don't want to do cold shower in Alaska or somewhere like that. Even Ponta Grossa is bad.
Mas gravar muito bem, Luiz.
yes. Hey, Lucy, sorry we interrupted you at the end of the
Oh
last.
no, no worries, no worries, all good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can say
yeah.
something for her. I don't think she really miss food because she's also a cook. She's also
Yeah.
a chef,
Oh,
so
that's so.
she does everything she wants to eat.
And then
And
I
her
guess
sweet stuff is very good.
Yeah, I guess
Brigadeiros.
to that
Yeah.
degree, I bring a little joy to the fellow Brazilians here that miss the food. So I make pudding, and sometimes I just gift the close friends with food, and I know that they appreciate because they miss it. There are a lot of people coming to Canada, a lot of Brazilians coming to Canada, especially Toronto. So I don't know, Desmond, when you were here, but there's a lot of new stuff. There's a padaria that just opened, and it's called Padaria Toronto. So there are more and more things that are becoming more available. Even the Portuguese markets, like I was saying, they started to carry a lot of Brazilian products. So we can find even stuff, you know, Andres from the Northeast, Andres from Recife, and we can find a lot of stuff, you know, bolo de rolo. We can find a lot of stuff that we missed from the time that we lived in Recife. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
And
Actually,
oh, sorry. Just one last thing. Is there a problem with ingredients, like to get the stuff to cook Brazilian food? Like, can you get it easy?
We can get some stuff as a very I guess as any other chef, I like to shop around, and I've been able to find a lot of equivalent products in Asian grocery stores. So I myself, this is something Patricia was talking about, routine and things that we missed. Whenever I go to a place for the first time, or I move to somewhere, or I'm just traveling, that's one thing that I always like to do. I like to go to the local grocery stores and just spend like hours. So Toronto is good because there's so many people from so many places and different cultures that you can find anything you want, basically. Maybe not the exact brand that you want, but you can find something similar. And as far as Brazil, even I don't know how you guys call it in Curitiba, pinha, fruta do conde. We can get like exotic fruit here in the Asian grocery stores. Carambola, we find all of that in the Asian grocery store. So I really have a good time just going around to Arabic and Chinese shops and Korean markets and just going to town.
What a dream.
That's cool. That's very cool. That's very cool.
And how about the amendoim colorido that your gentleman on your side likes?
Yeah, man. Damn. Yeah.
I remember those things.
Yeah, he's eating peanuts without
Just
the
without the
coloring thing.
Gotta
Get some color pencil or
sugar on it.
whatever and do it
Yeah,
color.
exactly. Yeah, but Middle Eastern markets and Asian markets will have most of the stuff that we may not be aware, but we got them all from them, right? In a way. So there's a cheese here called alumi cheese. That's the exact same thing as the queijo coalho. It's the exact same, but it's Arabic.
Nice.
Like you would not know. So it just takes requeijão. We find it here too in a called
Greek store.
something else. Yeah, but it's in the Middle Eastern or Mediterranean store because they also have the same thing. So you end up finding equivalents, and I mean, yeah, in the end, you don't have that, pãozinho, like, because
Yeah,
the
but
padaria
it
that
looks like
opened
you're
here,
eating a lot of requeijão from here. I can see you.
yeah, it's his fault.
So I guess one tip for everybody, since we were talking about ingredients and stuff, and to help my two friends, I've known Guy for almost 10 years now. It's almost embarrassing to say, but one thing that does help me is my knowledge about food, right? So I'm able to improvise and substitute things. So my tip for you all, if you're thinking about traveling, study your languages, but also go and take cooking classes with Guy, because the knowledge that you can get, then you can make your own bread, then you can make your own things, right? With the ingredients that you find, and you can adapt, and you can be that person that can bring a little bit of home with you, wherever you go. So that's kind of cool, I think, right?
Yeah, maybe in the future we're going to do some cooking English class with
Be
Patricia
nice.
here first class, and maybe just a get together. We have a lot of things that we do here in the studio for that reason, like this online talk. We used to do drinking talk, was very nice also.
Cocktail hour.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Can't go wrong with that. Yeah.
That's how we met.
We met on Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, I guess that's what we miss the most. Like, I don't miss the food. Yeah, I do miss the food sometimes, but I miss the friends, right? I miss what we
Right.
had, and churrascos, and like we were in Santa Felicidade in Curitiba, and my friends and Guy, they became family, and they were always there. Guy had the keys to my house, and we were always there drinking a whole lot. A lot of my liver has stayed in Curitiba, probably. So I miss that. It's a little different here. You do get to meet people from all over the world, and that's really cool because you get to learn about their cultures, about their food, and that's really exciting. but you know, it's not the same. Like people don't hug like we hug. People, it's just different, right? You
Yeah.
can't swear in English 10 times, but until you actually swear one time in Portuguese, that anger doesn't relieve in the same way. So
Yeah, we are really expressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah.
about learning how to cook, the other day I was talking to a friend of mine about like, do you think people should learn that at schools? I know that usually you learn that with your family, yeah, but it's something that for life, just like math, you should learn. Yeah, it gives you freedom. Like it doesn't matter where you are, you can, yeah, you are able to take care of your health, yeah, and feed yourself. You know, it's more than just like the pleasure of eating. Of course, it's all about it and about being with your friends, and who doesn't like eating good food, but taking care of yourself, yeah, a little bit of nutrition, and then also learning how to cook. Desmond, sorry, I cut you off. Go.
No, it's okay. Oh, I forgot. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was about to say, no, it's okay.
We kept.
Oh, I think I was about to talk about the bakery, the Brazilian bakery that has just opened in Toronto. I think we didn't have this bakery when I was there, but I've been to a bakery in Montreal. It is called Padoca. And it was really, really nice. The food was amazing, and actually, it was not expensive because I was talking to you guys about this Brazilian restaurant in Toronto that is called Sabor Brasil, and it's really, really expensive, really expensive. And when I've been to Padoca, I could feel the difference in the price because Padoca was much cheaper than Sabor Brasil in Toronto. Probably it's because, actually everything in Montreal is cheaper than in Toronto, but yeah, Sabor Brasil was pretty expensive. I think we spent around, for two people, 70 or $80, something like that, and we didn't eat much. We just had some coxinhas and some kibis and some guaranas,
So
and
it's not
that's
fancy
it.
food, just normal. It's
Yes,
just
just
expensive.
our normal food. Yeah, exactly. It was so exactly. It was not fancy at all. But we were feeling like eating, Brazilian goodies, and yeah, but we paid, and also it's really far, but we paid. But yeah, in Montreal was much better, to be honest. But I know that Toronto also has some steakhouses. One of them is called Copacabana, I think.
Copacabana.
Yeah, it's really famous. I had some friends from Canada that used to go to this place, but a lot of people say that it's not like our traditional steakhouses. So, for example, foreigners, they go there and they love it. But if a Brazilian goes there, probably he or she will not like it so much because it's not the same thing as we have here in Brazil. Yeah, I don't know because I haven't been to this place. We didn't have time to go, but
I don't think anywhere can do churrasco like us here. This
No,
yeah,
amount
especially
of
you guys
meat in
in
the
the
agree.
food,
south.
it's too much.
It's not, and it's Copacabana, and the steakhouses are really expensive too,
And
right?
it's expensive
So
as well.
dinner just for one person is almost $50, and I don't know about you guys, but it takes me quite a while to earn $50.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
So probably we didn't come to this place because of the price as well. We knew that it was expensive.
And Lucy, why did you choose Canada? And I would like to ask Leandro the same question, like what, not Canada because he's in America, yeah? But what made you choose Canada and Leandro, America?
So I guess in our case, Andre has family here,
Okay.
and we both had lived in Chicago for about 8 years prior to being in Curitiba. Our life, and my life especially, it's a lot of moving. I've been all over the place. I'm originally a Carioca, raised in São Paulo, moved to the Northeast, found a
Tell them
friend.
where you married.
Yeah, and then went to
That's nice one.
California. I went to California, then I went back to Recife, met Andre, and then we went to Chicago, and then we decided to elope in Paris. And we chose Canada basically because we were a little tired of the US. When we were there, we tried to stay after our visa, student visa expired, work permit expired, and it was quite hard, and we didn't quite feel welcome. You're always an immigrant. You're not like, we didn't feel like we were part of something. And Canada, it was just, I guess, a little.
It was different because of that, mainly. Like Canada is very accepting, right? Canada, like a city like Toronto, I think 50% are immigrants, and I think it's up to 80% of the population in Toronto are either immigrants or sons of immigrants. So yeah, it's very different. And the fact that my brother was already here and he was established, and it was a city that was in Canada, but it feels like the US in a way. Like the culture is kind of the same. It's very American.
Yeah, that was us.
It's very American. Not that that's a good thing necessarily. I don't
I'm showing her about
that.
It was a nice one,
I think
very
there
nice.
are a lot of little things, right? The fact that you can actually set and trace a plan for really, like when we left, we had no intention of coming back. So knowing that we had a plan that we could, in a certain amount of years, get a citizenship, and the fact that we could come and one of us could study, the other one could work, so we could actually sustain ourselves.
Yeah. I guess that's the main thing.
And reach something. We weren't gonna run into a situation where after a certain amount of times our visa were gonna expire, we would have to go back, right? So we wanted to settle roots and had a plan very specific for getting the permanent residency and then the citizenship.
You can't do that here in Canada, right? If you plan, you can come in. It's very different from the US. In the US, you can go there, you can live for 15 years in the US. I had friends there that were there for 20 years, 15 years, and still didn't have their even their green cards. And in Canada, if you come in, you know, it's the society is very accepting. You don't feel like a foreigner all the time. Exactly. Like in the US, they make sure that you know that you're not American. Like they make sure that you know that you're a foreigner. At least that was our experience, right?
Yeah. Since my first day in Toronto, I felt that the city was like embracing me. Yeah, and it's really, really, everybody receives you well. And since the very beginning, I could feel that, and it's just amazing. All the time, for example, usually I don't like big cities. I don't. For example, Curitiba is amazing, it's nice, but I think I wouldn't live in Curitiba, but it's just my personal choice. But it's amazing, it's a beautiful city. But I was wondering, why don't I like Curitiba? Maybe because of the size of the city. And then after living in Toronto, that's like a huge city, I didn't feel, right? I feel that I was like belonging to that place as well. And I consider this because I think that the city itself embraced me, and it was amazing. I have this, the feeling of, oh, I belong to this place as well, even though I was there just for 6 months. But yeah, I could have that feeling. It was good.
Cool. You know that I lived in America when I was a little child, a small child. And for me, it was okay because my world was my family, right? My parents. But for my uncle and even my parents, it was really hard. Yeah, really, really hard. My uncle couldn't stay more than 6 months, and then he returned. He came back to Brazil. And my father is an adventurer, and we returned to Brazil, and he always kept like making plans, but he ended up just staying in Brazil. Oh, Australia, there's this program, and let's go. And he would ask me to research and read. At that time, many decades ago. There was no internet, so it was even harder to get the information. Later on, things got easier. And I remember in the 90s, he would talk a lot about Canada and about the quality of life. I've never been to Canada. It's in my list, but I've never been there. And, but you know, I've always heard two different stuff. People would tell me that you're welcome, yeah, like come, and it's much easier for you to become a citizen or even to get your visa and work and study, whatever. And on the other hand, that people are individualist, reserved, that you would even, once I was told that you could make friends once you are introduced to somebody, but not that you go and just start talking. I don't know, is that true?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about this too. Like, do you have many friends from there, and how did you meet them?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends from the university, to be honest. So, we, as I was telling, we were really, really well received by them. But we do have a lot of friends, but I could feel that individualism as well. Because, for example, nobody invited me. Oh, would you like to have dinner with my family tonight? Nobody did that. Yes. So, for example, we were alone for the Christmas Eve, for the New Year's Eve as well, and nobody invited us over. And it was kind of depressing, to be honest, because we were just at home. Christmas Eve was really sad, to be honest. I remember. And I remember that, just a funny story. We went to the university on Christmas Eve because we had a lot of work to do. Nobody was there, just my girlfriend and I. And then we left the university around 6 o'clock, and we didn't have like anything to eat. Yes. And everything was about to close. And we had just, some stuff at home. And I was like, oh my God, this will be our Christmas dinner. So I was really sad. It was the saddest day in these 6 months I stayed there. Okay, but eventually we got some stuff from pharmacy, and then we could have a nice lunch on the Christmas day. So it was nice. But yes, I could feel that everybody is really nice. I had a lot of friends as well, but I could still feel the individualism of people because of that. Mhm.
Yeah, because for example, in my experience, like when I was there, I think it was also the option because there were the Brazilians that were in the same situation as I was, and there were the Irish that I was studying with, and I don't know, they were really nice in Dublin. They were like, some people especially, they were really welcoming, but and I don't know, I think it was part in my decision to usually go first for the Brazilians sometimes, or I don't know, but yeah, there is a little bit of that, but usually, yeah, it's either university people or somebody you live with. It's difficult to be somebody, I mean, else, it's people that I have, by some coincidence I was with them.
I think we go abroad, we go to another country, another culture. We try to get together with people that are more similar to us, like go to after Brazilians, but as soon we try to understand that their culture is easier. And I live in the United States, I live in Spain, and they are different. It's hard. And as you said, even if everyone is nice to you, if one person is not, and makes everything ruin, I spend a lot of Christmas only for my family over there, like that. That's what was his name? Sorry. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that right. And I also spend a lot of Christmas and everything the whole family. It's very weird, but it's also fun to figure out how they do those things, they celebrate and everything.
Yeah.
Cool. I haven't like traveled as much as I I wish, yeah. But the two places I've been, like in Sicily and Ireland, I was really surprised at how people are friendly. I remember sitting at a table and three other Irish people there. I was really sure they were a family, and they were not members of a family. And they were all talking to me as if I, like, oh, come on, sit here. What do you want to have for a drink? And I was sure it was like a couple and their son. And in Sicily was like after 3 minutes of a conversation, are you coming back next year? You can stay at my place. It was like, wow, okay. Yeah, so I don't know.
And obviously, like there is all kinds of people in every country, right? So it's also a little bit of luck in finding the people. So yeah.
Yeah, look, sure. So cool.
Yeah, I think that individualistic thing, it's a very North American thing.
Yeah.
So it's the same in the US and it's the same here. We did have good experience right when we came. You know, sometimes we were just like at the mall, at the food court or whatever, and Canada, like Canadians would share a table with us, you know, when it's crowded, and they would be excited. It's like, and people that you've never seen before, they would be rooting for you. I hope everything works out. Good luck, guys, you know. And at the other hand, even Brazilians that have been here for quite a while now, sometimes we have to, you know, when we say let's, you know, get a drink, let's hang out, and then sometimes they will be like Canadianized and say, oh, let me look at my calendar. It's like, what? It's like, no, but it's just it's different. We have a lot of Canadian friends. And it is different. It's just they're not, you know, there's not the family, let's come together, please, you know, do you want to come over and have dinner with my family? It's not like that, but it can be very real too, and very, you just have to, I guess, maneuver in their way, right? And they get used to us, and they, you know, we have friends that they never hugged or anything before because they are very aware of their personal space, and now they see us and they come and they hug us. So it's, you know, it's nice to share a bit of our culture too with them.
Yeah, and about Brazilian culture, I think that usually foreigners really appreciate and like our culture because we are this way, like we are friendly and we are warm, and you know this way of behaving, right? I think it's really, you know, foreigners really enjoy seeing us behaving like this. Because I can say that everybody liked our way of behaving, like my way, my girlfriend's way, and yeah, so that's why I think we had a lot of friends there. I think every single Brazilian can do so as well because we are like this, right? So
Yeah, I think it
pretty
goes
nice.
back to what
Something
you're
that is
saying
really
too.
positive about being Brazilian.
Yeah, it goes back to what you're saying too about like spending Christmas by yourself and stuff like that. One thing that a lot of Brazilians do is that family, strong family connection, family ties. And I think that comes across to the gringos when they see that part of being Brazilian is being so rooted in family traditions. So I think they appreciate that, right? They see that we are family people, that we are like bonding people. We have values and morals, and
That's it.
we
And
value things.
oh, and just a fun fact. I'm sorry, Lucy. No, but I have a really, really good thing that Brazilians do. And my friends in Canada was saying, "Oh, that's so good. You are so clean because we brush our teeth after lunch."
And we shower every day.
Yeah, look at that.
Also, we shower every day.
Good.
And yeah, but it was, you know, it was so funny because I was with my toothpaste and also my toothbrush, and one of my friends said, "Oh, do you have a toothpaste and toothbrush here?" And then, sure, yeah. I brush my teeth after having lunch. And oh my God, you're so clean. That's so nice. And also another friend, oh, see, did you see? They brush their teeth after lunch. It's so good. And okay, yeah.
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 The,
Um,
and there's a lot of things. I don't know. Have they? I don't know anything that they think about Brazil, and then when they see you, it's different. Like for example, with me, a lot, some of my friends there, they were asking me about soccer and about, you know, oh, what do you think about it? And I was like, I don't know, I have no idea. I don't like it. And yeah, I don't know, because like here I'm from Ponta Grossa, so I'm from the south of Brazil, so it's a part of Brazil that they don't really hear about usually, you know. And yeah, I don't know. How was it with you about the image of Brazilians?
Yeah, actually, they don't know much, to be honest, about Brazil. But yes, one nice aspect about our culture is that we are really, really interested about learning about other cultures and about other nationalities. And they are not like this. But yes, they know just Arthur, just like Arthur said, they know a lot of about soccer, about some soccer players and Giselle Bündchen and what else? Well, yeah, this kind of stuff.
They
Yeah,
see
they know
Brazilians
much, to
as
be honest.
they see Brazilians as very hardworking people, right?
Yeah,
They
Reliable.
do.
They do. They don't like the lateness, usually, and that's something that I had to work on more than her because I'm from the Northeast, right? So just things that we have another time zone there. Um, but this whole Brazilian thing of like being an hour late for a meeting or for just going out with friends and stuff, that's not well seen. I guess that's the only part of Brazilian culture that doesn't jive here at all. They don't like it. But they see us as very warm, hardworking people, reliable. Um, yeah, it's mainly it. And the fact that I don't know if it bothers me that much that they're not that warm and then calls you over to their house like immediately after they meet you, because they're very family oriented as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of why they're kind of protecting their family in a way. Like it takes a little bit for you to
Reserve.
break into that circle, right? For you to get into their comfort zone. Um,
Which is good, yeah.
it's a good thing. It keeps false people away.
I just remembered something like stereotypes. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about stereotypes, and usually when you're talking about being punctual, Brazilians are not like they. Well, okay. I was in Northern Ireland and taking a tour, and the guide, he was a storyteller. He was very funny, and so he was like asking people on the bus where they were from, and then they said, okay, so Germans, yeah, the ones who are, anybody here from Germany? So you just have to be there on time, not 2 days in advance, okay? Brazilians, so if you're late, you're going to be left behind. Brazilians and Canadians, anybody from Canada? And then, he was making fun and we were laughing, and there was a family from Canada. First stop, I didn't know where the bus was. I was late. It was awful. I was awful. I had to run and okay. After that, so one of the last stops, the Canadian mother, she was almost left behind because we were trying to find her and we couldn't. And man, it was like, and I didn't know that, yeah. And he just made a joke, and there was a coincidence that somebody from Canada was late. It was just funny. That's it.
I guess it accounts for the 50% that he was saying is
Yeah.
an immigrant,
All
is
the
the
immigrants, yeah.
immigrants, right?
Brazilians, Portuguese, Jamaicans, all the people who like to be late.
Yeah, I felt very embarrassed because I was the only Brazilian there and I was late, and just one Canadian family and the mother was late.
Shame on you, Canadian mother.
All right. A different thing. Is there anything that like, I, I guess we talked about it a little bit last week about this, but is there anything that, let's say you have to come back to Brazil, something that you would miss a lot from Canada, like I don't know, some kind of appliance or something in your
Tim
house?
Hortons.
Sorry?
Tim Hortons. It's a coffee shop. I don't know if you guys like it, Lucy, and I'm sorry, I forgot your husband's
Andre.
husband's-
Andre.
Andre. Oh, I don't know if you guys like it, but we loved it. It's a coffee shop and it's purely Canadian. Actually, now I think it was bought by Burger King company, if I'm not mistaken. But still, it's like a symbol in Canada. It was not well known worldwide, but it's really Canadian and it's just delicious. Of course, it's junk food, but it's amazing. I really loved it. And Tim Hortons and also poutine. That's the most traditional Canadian dish. It's from Quebec. And basically, it's made from French fries with gravy. Gravy is a kind of meat sauce, and also cheese, melted cheese on the top of it. But you can also have a lot of different flavors, and you can have chicken, you can have bacon, you can have sausage, you can have vegetarian poutine, you can have a lot of different ways of preparing it. But oh my God, it's just amazing. There's a restaurant called Saint Louis in Toronto. I think you guys know it probably, Lucy and Andre. And poutine, no, really. So you should go there if you
I
guys like.
cook a lot. We go out very little.
So you should go if you like poutine. That place is amazing. Try the chicken poutine. It's amazing.
What was the name, Desmond, again?
It's Saint Louis. Saint Louis or Saint Louis. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we know
We
the
have a
restaurant.
lot in
We've
Toronto.
actually been there before, but for wings, not for poutine.
Just for beer. He's
Yeah.
lying.
It's so
Understandable, it's okay.
interesting how we always end up talking about food, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one is hungry right now. Thank you.
Not at all.
Yeah, I'm starving right here.
You're a cook too.
Well, I'm cooking on the food, so I'm hungry. I just ate some torresmo, but still need more food.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a pizza today. I don't know.
And also I miss, having that feeling of being more you know being more recognized by my education. Yes, because I feel that here in Brazil, for example, in Canada, I could feel that, oh, I am a PhD student. In Brazil, some people say, but do you work as well? Or just like, oh, but what do you do? What is a PhD? Yeah, a lot of people behave like that here. But in Canada, if you say, oh, I'm a PhD student, everybody was like, oh, so nice. You have a lot of good opportunities in your future. And I feel that I miss that feeling as well. And also the feeling of having, a better future in life, because things in Brazil are really, really bad nowadays. Everybody knows about it. And I feel, having more hope in my heart. And I used to have more hope when I was in Canada than here. That's why I want to go back.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I can feel it.
If you come, you can have dinner with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No more Christmas alone. See?
No, thank God.
We'll make coxinhas for Christmas.
Yay.
Hey,
nice.
Patricia and I are going for coxinha and brigadeiro.
Yeah,
They want-
anytime. Mi casa, su casa.
Nice. Thank you.
I really love coxinhas. Like,
We've been
man,
making at home. We've been making because it's so expensive and hard to find. So again, if you know how to cook, you can make your own stuff.
Yeah, and Luciana is coxinha crazy. I remember that. Espetinha de coxinha, buquê de coxinha, coxinha
That's
no
what I wanted
copo.
for my wedding. It didn't happen, guys. It did not happen.
there's a story my parents keep repeating every time they meet somebody, you know, like one of my friends. But I swear, I can't remember. Maybe it's not true. Well, my mom, every time when we lived in America, we had visitors, she would make coxinhas, you know, and when they were leaving, she would give them some to take home. And they say that once, the moment that the visitors were leaving, I started crying, saying like, no, they're mine.
Oh my God.
I can't remember, so it might not be true.
That's so bad.
So guys, just
Guys,
really quick, if I can interrupt you guys,
sure.
just we're gonna have to go. I have a dog that just had surgery
Oh,
before yesterday, today, 2 days ago. So I have to go and give him food and medicine and stuff like that.
that's fine.
It was a pleasure to meet you all.
You too.
If anybody's got questions or anything about Canada or anything, Patricia and Guy have my contact. Please feel free to reach out, and we are happy to do this again. We are happy to have other conversations and help with anything that we can help.
Yep.
And the
Okay.
best of luck for all of you.
Yep.
Go
Thank
learn
you.
languages and learn how to cook.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. And
Right,
Take
take
it easy,
care,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye-bye. Thank you so
care.
much.
Bye.
Talk to
Bye.
you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
And guys, it's almost over the time for this call. I'll send the new link in the group. I'll finish this call and I'll start the new one. Okay?
All right.
So 1 second.
Hey, hey. Okay.
All right.
I guess we'll have to learn how to cook.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Actually, I remember like when we had the cooking classes and the first cooking classes that Allison and you taught, remember?
Uh-huh.
It was a nice challenge. Like we had to try the recipe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm learning more. Now I can make like 4, 5 dishes or so. Like,
Oh,
no, I'm learning.
Miojo and pipoca doesn't count.
Damn it. So true. Okay. But it's I can survive, I think. I hope. But yeah, but then to teach in a cooking class, it has to be fancy, you know? So I don't know.
No, not at all. Doesn't need to be fancy. I don't look fancy.
Oh, no, don't
And
look
I
fancy,
teach to
but
cook.
the food has to be fancy. Yeah, I don't know.
No, not at all. Yesterday we made a little fondue. It's not fancy.
And
Just
that's not
melted
fancy.
cheese.
Come on. Okay.
No,
Okay, now
fondue.
cheese. But
It's cheese, melted
you
cheese.
do the little thing with your mouth when you say it, like fondue, and then.
Of course, yeah, a little. Well, it's my job.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But
we could like I don't know, decide together what we would like to
Yeah.
learn, yeah, or
yeah.
eat. What do you think?
Especially.
Then Guy cooks and we eat.
Looking forward to it.
We made it the other day. We made some pasta here, and I put everyone to open the pasta, stretch the dough, and make everything. So it's a little training thing. We can do another way. Maybe some food. We decide what it is, and maybe me even do a live in English cooking.
Cool.
Let's see.
That's cool. That's cool. Very nice. Do you think most of them have connected?
Let me see. We are in 12, I guess so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there anybody who would like to ask any question?
Yeah.
Or
About
share anything?
experiences in other countries. How is it? Any questions? I'm looking through a list here to see if I can have some ideas.
Oh, I can ask Leandro. Leandro is in the United States, right? And I don't know if
Yeah,
you,
I'm
if
back.
you mind
I'm
saying
back.
how it
I
is.
fixed my internet.
Nice.
Nice. And how is it? Where city you are?
It's a little town called Manville, New Jersey, South Jersey. It's an hour away from New York.
Yeah, I live in Boston. It's very near to New Jersey, and I think I just drove around there. I never stayed for too long. So, but I know Boston is cold, and as Desmond is saying, over there in Boston was even worse. To get people to know people and to feel welcome was very hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the only Brazilian in town so far.
Really?
I mean, it's like a really, really small town. It's 2 miles for 2 miles. But I don't have any problems. I mean, making friends. I have an American roommate. I have a lot of coworkers that I hang out with. So, and I've never had some kind of problems about, you know, feel home, let's say something. I always felt like I'm home here because I have just one Brazilian friend here, and he introduced me to all my American friends. So it feels like home. I love being here.
That's awesome.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
That's cool.
And
I was last year. I was in Spain, and it was a little town, like you said, and I thought I was the only Brazilian. But after 2 months, I met another Brazilian guy. But as I said, you didn't have problem. I started having problems because the other Brazilian guys was the drug dealer, so it wasn't nice.
oh,
So
that
they thought I was his partner or something like that, just because I was Brazilian, but wasn't nice. But end up that the guy was pretty cool when wasn't trying to sell drugs, but he was a cool guy. I didn't buy anything from him, Arthur, if it's that you're thinking.
you
I
got his
wasn't.
number, though?
I mean, just in case.
I mean, I'm just kidding, just kidding. I went too far.
But yeah,
Yeah, don't worry, it's all good.
that's fine. But yeah,
Yeah.
but there's like, I think smaller cities that's easier to happen, but like big cities, especially capitals or something, it's usually there are Brazilians, right? Like it's, I don't know, I haven't heard of any that don't have Brazilians. Like they're everywhere.
We are
Yeah,
everywhere.
They are everywhere.
yeah. Like I said, there's Newark. It's a little bit more
Mhm.
north than here. There's only Brazilian and Portuguese people. I always tell about that city that I go to get coxinha and a lot of Brazilian food.
Since the early 80s, it's been like that.
Yeah,
In
that's true.
Newark, a lot of Brazilians.
That's where you go, right? You went to New York. Patricia went to New York, I think, right?
Just close in New Jersey, but not in Newark. Yeah, but we would go to Newark in order to buy Brazilian stuff like cachaça and
Yeah,
ingredients.
I just saw some cachaça at a liquor store near here. It was pitu. I didn't have the courage to get it. I don't want to die tonight.
Yeah, and it's expensive, right? You pay like $20 for a P2. It's
It was
crazy.
$19. What the hell?
It's not worth it.
Not at all.
Oh, guys, it's we have 8 minutes
Oh.
and 7
Alright.
now. My goodness. Well, Desmond, are there pictures or anything you would like to say before we go?
Yes. Is it possible
Oh,
to
I have to make you the host. 1 second. I'll do
please be the host.
it. Are you ready?
I want to be the host.
Here.
To
I
share?
think now you are the host. And
Okay, the host now.
is there a button at the bottom of the screen?
Whoa.
Share screen should be a green one.
Share screen. Yeah, it's like green. So yeah, okay. Let me see here. Just a moment.
While you are working on that, guys, we are still learning how to use it, but probably next week we're going to use Google Meet instead of Zoom. And when you use Meet, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but there is even the option to have the subtitles, of course in English, yeah, because then the program just writes what we are speaking. So
That's
we
pretty
may
cool.
try. It's
It's
cool.
it's
We're
not
still
perfect, but it's
learning.
very cool. Yeah, it looks very nice. We'll try.
Yeah, I can show you guys. Let me see here. Oh my god, I'm lost. Okay, nice.
It's okay, don't worry.
Multiple participants can no. Okay, just share my screen. Let me see here. Okay, nice.
I look at Clever on the screen and I can remember so many stories, especially about hygiene. You know, we've always been hosts and like having foreigners. And after some experiences, I learned how to talk to them and say, you know, like the routine and what you are expected, this kind of thing. Then we never had trouble again. All right.
Can you guys see my screen?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I do have some pictures here. I have, you know, tons of pictures. But yeah, I have some here I would like to share with you. So this is from my trip to Niagara Falls. And it's just, you know, stunning. The falls are amazing. They are not so big as Iguazu Falls like we have here in Brazil, but it's different, and also it's really good because you don't have to pay to see the falls. And in Foz do Iguaçu, you must pay because it's like a closed park. But in Niagara Falls, it's like, I think I have more pictures and then you guys will be able to see. It's like almost a street, and also you have beside the street, you have the falls. So you don't have to pay. You just have to pay if you want to go to these little boats. It's not, they are not little, of course, but these boats here, and then you can, you know, go around the falls and everything. These you have to pay, but just to see the
Can you remember how much?
Oh, to be honest, Patricia, I didn't know at that time. Actually, I didn't even ask because I
Okay.
didn't have
And
the
do you know how many people there are on the boat?
I don't know, but yes, it seems that we have a lot of people here.
4
Maybe
minutes.
Yeah,
I
like a
don't
bus,
know.
That is
probably.
next to Buffalo, right? New York State.
Yeah, actually, this is New York State, because it's on the border. So it's a city called Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. I don't remember the name of the city. Maybe it's Buffalo in New York State.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Niagara Falls as well. I'm not sure, but this is US and I was from the Canadian side. So Niagara Falls, it has three waterfalls. So this is one of them, and this is the other. Uh, these are the American falls. So they are really beautiful, but the Canadian falls are even more beautiful. This is the Rainbow Bridge. They call it as Rainbow Bridge. It's beautiful. And you guys can see that the water is like green or kind of bluish. It's amazing. Yeah, so this is the city. So also the Niagara Falls, the city, it has a lot of casinos and a lot of museums. You can go to a wax museum, for example. So it's just amazing. So this is the Canadian Falls. They are the biggest. So, oh, this is one of the nice places that they have there. So everything is like this. So it's a really, really cute town. It's amazing. So yeah, so the main street. So I think the casino, yes, this is the casino. So nice. Oh, and this is not Niagara Falls, it's another town right beside Niagara Falls. It is called Niagara on the Lake. And it was really nice to be on this city because it's really cute and it's really cozy, the city itself. And I took some pictures there as well, so you guys can see the houses, you know, that style that we used to see in movies and stories, and it's just amazing. Oh, this is
There's always
Niagara.
a porch.
Yeah.
No like walls like here.
Exactly.
Just the
This is
garden.
the name is Niagara on the Lake. It's nice. Also, this kind of buildings, you know, you guys can see a lot of British influence as well. So, for example, Prince of Wales Hotel, um, amazing, beautiful, and that's the lake. That's the lake because it's Niagara on the Lake. I think it's because of Lake Ontario, because there's one of the Great Lakes is called Lake Ontario, and I think that this lake is Lake Ontario, so that's why they call the city as Niagara on the Lake, because it's on the lake. Yeah. Oh,
And it's
that's me and my
really big.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, that I also have other pictures here. So this is Niagara Falls and Niagara on the Lake. So I can show you, let me see, a little bit of Montreal. Let me see if we have time. So this is the Olympic Stadium, because the Summer Olympic Games in 1976, if I'm not mistaken, they took place in Montreal. So they have like this, you know, kind of futuristic stadium. So that's the Olympic Arena. Yeah, so it's not so beautiful, but it's interesting to know the place. And some, you know, because Montreal is like French, because Montreal is in Quebec. Quebec is the French province of Canada, and they speak French everywhere, so French will be always the first choice. So in Montreal, people can speak a good English as well, but first they will talk in French, always in French. So the signs are in French, so a lot of people talking in French on the streets, and also they have this French style for the houses, for the buildings, and it's just beautiful because it's like another country in the same country. So the differences are really, really big. Yes, I'm so sad that I will not have time to talk to you about everything, but
You
maybe we.
can bring the pictures next week and again, okay?
Yes,
No
sure.
trouble.
Yes,
Desmond, if
yes.
somebody wants to go and try to be a visiting PhD student in Canada, what situations, in your opinion, and what kinds of situations or challenges this person should be prepared for?
Well, I would say, for example, if you're going to the English speaking part of the country, you should speak, you know, a good English. So I would advise you to study English, invest on your English. So you have just, you know, to earn things doing so. And also you have to be prepared, like, for example, to live with other cultures and also present things in English, maybe write things in English as well. So, but it all comes with English, right? But yeah,
Okay.
that's it. And be persistent, yes, as well, because, for example, if you send an email to a researcher in a Canadian university, they usually are really, really busy. And sometimes it takes time to them to
I
reply.
remember you told us it took you a month, yeah, to
Yes,
get the answer. To get the
uh-huh.
answer. Oh, cool.
I was almost looking for other places to go. I remember that I started looking for some places in the US, but eventually and luckily the Canadian professor replied my emails, and it was amazing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, can you see
Oh,
that's gorgeous? That's the Notre Dame picture, not
Yeah.
picture, Notre Dame
Oh,
Cathedral in Montreal. So they do have a Notre Dame Cathedral as well, and it's just like this.
oh,
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
that's cool.
wow.
Uh-huh.
It's really
Pavarotti,
beautiful.
I think Pavarotti sang here, and Celine Dion as well, because Celine Dion is from Montreal, not from Montreal, but she's from Quebec. And
Uh-huh.
also the funeral of her husband was here on this in this cathedral. It's amazing,
Wow. Oh,
beautiful. So,
awesome. Well, the 12th of June, our time is up. And Desmond, please join us again and bring the pictures. We would
yeah.
love to see them. Hey guys, it's 8:33, yeah, by now. And next week, just like, okay, something about next week. Next week, we're gonna get together at 8:15, 8:15, and it's gonna be for 1 hour. And our guest next week is going to be Sandra, yeah. And thank you, Desmond. I believe you're going to be a guest like very often, not just like this week and last one, which is
Thank you
nice.
so
And about next week, Sandra is from Lithuania, and she moved to America, to the United States when she was 12. Now she lives in New York, and she's an English teacher. She teaches Chinese people in China online.
Mm.
So she's going to join us to
She's my
tell
neighbor.
us. She lives in New York. and curious. Like, I have a lot of questions. I don't know about you if you're curious. A lot
I
of
am.
mixture. Me too. So Sandra is already in the group. Yeah, last week she joined us, but she was there just watching to have some idea, some clue, the way that online talk works. And as you guys know, we are here to have fun and share your experience. Yeah, and although I usually, no, not usually, I promise not to force anybody to speak, but it's really nice when you take the risk. Remember that we're not here paying attention, correcting mistakes. We're here to make mistakes, yeah? To speak when you feel comfortable, if you want to. And if you are a little bit like embarrassed, I would recommend start saying few words, even if it's just like to react, to say like, oh, too bad, great, awesome, okay? Well,
That's
thank
nice.
you all.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Is there
Thank you.
anything anybody would like to say before we leave?
Beer
I-
o'clock.
Oh, cool. I wish I don't have beer. One more thing. If you have any suggestions, like anything you would like to talk about, let us know for the future, you know, for the next sessions. We're open to ideas. So.
Sure. And if you would like to be a guest, or if you would like to invite anybody, you can talk to me and, you know, send me the person's phone number and I will talk, okay? Right? It's nice. There are some people in this room that I would like to interview, but for a while I'm a little democratic. I'm still waiting, you know, for you to say, hey, I want to do it. Yeah. I just really believe that it would be nice to have some conversation with a psychologist. What do you guys think? Huh?
Really interesting. I mean, so many questions, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's a
well,
good idea.
Oh, there you go.
See?
Uh-huh.
So I will repeat. If you would like to be a guest, talk to me later. If there's anybody you would like to invite to be a guest, give me some recommendations, suggestions. We are open, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did you listen
so
to it, Weber?
I need more classes. I need Arthur.
Weber and also the other guy.
That's fine. But okay.
Okay.
Thank you
And
very
about
much.
the
Thank you.
I will accept the invite.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
And okay. Thank you.
I
So
expect
yeah.
and I will accept a positive answer.
Oh my God. No pressure. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So
And
waiting for your suggestions.
yes, please.
Next week, Sandra from Lithuania, who lives in New York. And the last week of June, Felipe Lopes. He lives in Canada now, and but he's going to tell us his experience about how he could get there. Yeah, he and his husband, they got different kinds of visa. There was a company that helped them. He decided to get the student visa and his husband the work visa. So the last week of June, they are going to tell us how we can do it, okay? And Lucy is really willing to talk more if you really want to know about the citizenship and this kind of thing, okay? Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Take care, guys. Stay
Bye-bye.
safe.
Yeah.
You too,
Be
please.
safe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Later,
you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.